What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Gridiron Island. And can we talk about Sam Darnold for a moment? Now, Sam Darnold was drafted by the New York Jets, third overall in the 2018 NFL Draft. Still a very young quarterback, just 23 years old, and already has 3 years experience as an NFL player. A lot of quarterbacks are just starting their NFL careers at the age of 22 or 23. This guy already has 3 years in. Now, I'm the New York Jets. What do I want to do? I'm picking number 2 overall. I have a choice of, depending on how the draft plays out, I have a choice of either Trevor Lawrence or Zach Wilson, depending on what the Jacksonville Jaguars do at number 1 overall. And in my last video, you would hear my love for Zach Wilson. I love his potential. I love what the tools that he has and what he could possibly do as an NFL quarterback. I love the Patrick Mahomes comparison. And if you watch him or watch film of him, you can easily see why people use that comparison. And also, I do really like Trevor Lawrence. And I really like him. He's everything that you want in an NFL quarterback. He checks out all the boxes. And depending on how the draft plays out, whether the Jacksonville Jaguars see Zach Wilson as the number 1 quarterback or Trevor Lawrence as the number 1 quarterback, one of these two guys will be sitting there at number 2 when the New York Jets pick. And again, I still have Sam Darnold. So what do I want to do if I'm the New York Jets? I have a new coaching staff. Okay, a lot may hinge on what the coaching staff wants to do. He may love Sam Darnold and love his potential, or he may want to start fresh and bring in his own talent, and one of those quarterbacks he may want to work with over Sam Darnold. I'm okay with that. But here's why, if I'm the New York Jets, I'm sticking with Sam Darnold. Because of the reasons I mentioned earlier in the video. 23 years old. 3 years experience as an NFL quarterback at 23 years old. And he can play. His numbers may not reflect it, but he can play. As an individual, Sam Darnold brings a lot to the table. In his rookie year, he had 2,800 yards, 2,865 yards, 17 touchdowns, 15 interceptions, with a 57.7 completion percentage, with a 4-9 record. His second year, he had 3,024 yards, 19 touchdowns, 13 interceptions, with a 61.9 completion percentage. So there was growth from year 1 to year 2. Also, he was 7-6 as a starter. Now, if we all know, 2019 was the year Sam Darnold had mono. He caught mono, and he missed, I think it was 4 games. He missed 3 games with mono. And the first game of the season, he started. The Jets lost that 1 game. Caught mono, missed the next 3, and the Jets went on to start that season 0-4. 0-3 with Sam Darnold out at that time. Sam Darnold comes back, wins his first game back, and for the rest of the season, he went 7-5 as a New York Jets quarterback. Showed a lot of potential there. He had good games and some terrible games, like the one against the New England Patriots when he said that he was seeing ghosts. Something he should have not said, but he's a young quarterback. Bill Belichick thrives on feasting on younger quarterbacks. Rookie, second year, third year, young quarterbacks. He confuses them. And also, that was the number 1 defense that year. That was a ridiculous defense. Sam Darnold had a pretty good second season. Now, if we look at the factors surrounding him in New York, Adam Gase, who was a terrible, not even just a head coach, he's a terrible leader. The Jets, horrible organization over the past couple of years. They really needed to be reconstructed. They don't have a quarterback issue. They have a team issue. So, rightfully so that you give the win-loss record, you put that on the QB. That's fine. He's the leader of your team. It's just like coaches. Coaches get the win-loss record on their resume. Deservedly so. The quarterback also get that. But Sam Darnold isn't the reason the Jets are bad. He's not. His first year, his offensive line was ranked 29th. His second year, his offensive line was ranked 28th. His third year, his offensive line was ranked 29th. 3 years, his offensive line was bottom 4. How can any quarterback survive when your offensive line is ranked in the bottom 4 of each season that your quarterback plays? And he's a young quarterback. He's just new to the NFL style of play. There are ways to fix the New York Jets. I'm going to go into that deeper in the next segment. But I would stick with Sam Darnold. He's young. He's gifted. He can play. Build the New York Jets. Build that football team around him. Get him some more linemen. Get him some weapons. He lost Robbie Anderson, who was his number 1 receiver, but would on any other team that has a legit number 1 receiver, he would be a 1B. And you had a 1B talent as your number 1 receiver, and you lost that guy. So obviously you took a step back. It was a COVID year, and like I said, Adam Gase being a terrible leader, players simply did not want to play for him anymore. He was a terrible leader. The fact that let's go back to the mono. You as the head coach you did not have to disclose what Sam Darnold was dealing with, which he did. He's a horrible leader. Now Sam Darnold in his 4th year is going to play for a 3rd head coach, which is a lot to deal with. I would stick with Sam Darnold if he wants to remain with the New York Jets. That's if he doesn't want a fresh start. I'm sticking with Sam Darnold.